Don't mind me, I'm just taking life easy here, folks. You know, we got a boatload of people here from FNCC and Boater Exam. And,
well, I have so many
just
right
need a
now.
recliner right here.
Wait till you see my next one. Biggest one of the day.
Plug the iPod in so I don't have to hear all these stories around here.
Coming up. When it comes to walleye and rainbow trout, Lake Erie is a fish factory. Trolling can produce a constant flow of fish into the boat all day long. On today's show, Bob goes trolling on Lake Erie with the folks from FNCC and BoaterExam.com aboard Drifter 2 charters. And Captain Jim Fleming puts them onto non-stop fishing action.
There's so many fish out here, it's just incredible. Here comes, whoa! All right.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. All right. Look at that big laker. Yeah. Ah, huge.
Oh, hey.
That thing is a monster. Whoa.
The Real Fishing Show with Bob Izumi.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Oh, I got one. Look at that thing. Help! Look at those teeth.
Bob Izumi.
All right. Woo-hoo. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, whoa. All right. Look at the size of this fish.
Real Fishing is sponsored by Chevrolet, Mercury, #1 on the water, and Tim Hortons.
Hey, folks, that's what I call real fishing. Well, we're just getting everything fired up. It's early morning. We're down in Leamington, southwestern Ontario on Lake Erie, and I got all the boys here from FNCC and BoaterExam.com with me. We're aboard Drifter 2 charters with Captain Jim Fleming and his first mate Terry Vandewire. Should be good, boys. I can't guarantee fish, but I will guarantee one thing. Rough water. It's nice and choppy out there, so it should be interesting. We're doing 50 miles by water today. We're going from Leamington to Erie, and we're going to hopefully catch a few steelhead and a few walleyes. What do you think, guys? Shall we do it?
Yeah.
All right.
Our release is made by offshore. It's just a planer board release. They come with a shower curtain hook. This year I changed them. This is a Berkeley Easy Clip. They use them for putting on fishing lures. So I use them for putting on the line here so they don't come off. They don't fall off out in the water. That shower curtain hook opens up. These things slide real good on the line. When you clip it on, let it go, they don't come off. I haven't lost a release yet this year, which means a lot to me.
Like the man leading the orchestra here. Like I said, his other job is modeling Speedos, but he doesn't get a lot of work doing that. So what he does is he charters a lot.
What we're using today is a jet diver. It's a 40-footer. We're using 5 foot of fluorocarbon.
So guys, you probably thought Jim was just another pretty face and a male model. He's not. He knows what he's doing. Okay, just took the clicker off and we are starting our journey down Lake Erie today.
That didn't take long.
No, it never does with Jim. I mean, I've fished with him all over Lake St. Clair and Lake Erie, and we've never had a bad trip with him. You know, today we were expecting some pretty high winds, but the good thing is we're going to go with the waves today. Mr. Walleye, that's a good eating size right there, isn't it? That's if you're going to eat some walleyes out of this lake. I like eating the smaller ones, although that is a small walleye for out in Lake Erie.
Yes.
You know, why'd I have to take the first fish? I used up my turn on a small one. I think that took a matter of about 2 minutes for number 2 today. That's the greatest thing about Lake Erie is that this place is a fish factory. There are a lot of rainbows out here. They're commonly called steelhead, and lots of walleyes. Oh, so you get the fish that's a runner.
Of course.
Of course. There's the fish. That looks like a rainbow on the surface there. That's why they call them chrome, because they're so silver. Here we go. Oh, nice rainbow. All right.
There you go.
Oh, good one. Good stuff.
Stay tuned for more trolling action on Lake Erie.
This feels like a good fish right here, guys. Next white bass is up for Larry. Larry McNamee's up on deck. Oh yeah, hold. What? Yeah, wait. Who's on deck for a sheephead? Robert, it better be a good fish or I'm not standing up. I'm very comfortable here. You let me know once your arm gets a weight on it, okay? Nice little eater-sized walleye there. Good stuff. Spoon-fed walleye.
Yeah, Bob, I have a question for you. Normally, when you're fishing walleye, pickerel, in my experience, especially eastern Ontario, you fish them off structure. And are these fish out here just swimming at mid-level, or what?
Yeah, they're suspended. You're talking about rainbows. They're always, you know, up in that top half, and you've got the walleyes will suspend and use the bottom here, and then of course these white bass, white perch, they're suspended too. You know, we're going to cover miles and miles of area today, trolling at various depths with spoons to try to locate these fish that are roaming and feeding.
Wind blows the feed, blows the bait, so they're going after it. So they can move 10 mile overnight in a big storm. Then we got to find them the next day. Sometimes that makes it pretty tough.
That's in Jim's new book, 101 Real Fishing Excuses. I wrote the first 100. That's the 101st right there. This feels like a good fish right here, guys. Well, it's got some braid on here. What are you running on this, Jim, for line? 50-pound Stren Super Braid. Oh, whoa, running a bit here. Of course, you know, with the no stretch on this braid, they always feel big, don't they? I think I'm going to need just somebody to give me a Tim Horton donut. I need some energy here. You know, it's pretty neat because I was looking on Jim's Lawrence GPS there, and you can see some of the spots he's got marked out here in the lake. And of course, today with the wind, you stop 2.5 miles west of where the fish were, because you wanted to fish your way all the way into the areas in case this wind has pushed the fish off a bit. All right.
Oh, nice long.
Yeah, isn't that something? That is a long one there. That Beckman got a lot of different nets out for everything from bass to redfish, but that one there's a good big boat, big water net.
Yeah, that's a good net.
There we are. All right.
There's more Lake Erie trolling coming up.
The record fish again. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Let's take a look down under with this week's Fish Eye View, sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water. Steelheaders are an inventive lot. Seems they're always coming up with new ways of putting more fish on the bank. Despite all these tricks, being at the right place at the right time means everything. It's a matter of rainfall and temperature. In Great Lakes tributaries, this is a possibility year-round. Spring is most popular, though fish may not be at their best due to spawning. Fall is a close second, with ideal weather and steelhead in prime condition. As winter sets in and ice forms, they hold over in deep pools. For the hardy and cautious, it's entirely possible to drill a hole and add new meaning to the sport of ice fishing. While summer is a timeout for most, a cold front rain can change all that. It's mostly smaller fish, but with the scenery, comfort, and elbow room, who could argue? Once they arrive, early morning and evening are the best times to catch fish. Apart from that, you're faced with a workout, but with a measure of persistence, anything can happen. Steelhead are prone to mood swings. Even when natural food is available, they refuse to feed. Then, as if someone flipped a switch, they go crazy and eat anything in sight. Temperature and other factors not clearly understood trigger this sudden, unpredictable behavior, and this can occur several times a day. Fact is, if you know the fish are there, stick it out. Sooner or later, you'll strike it big.
Well, you know, we haven't had really about a 5-minute break here without something biting out here on Lake Erie. And Brent, let's talk a little bit about the Pleasure Craft Operator Card here in Canada. Now, you need it by law. There are certain aspects of why you need it now and maybe down the road, but what are the single hardest questions that stump people, or what are the couple top questions that stump them on the multiple choice test?
Well, on the tests, 36 questions, multiple choice, there is a lot of common sense questions. I mean, you'll hear a lot of people comment that, where they've done their boating, the most they've ever seen is a Javex can, as far as buoy markers go. So a lot of people sort of, get scared and, haven't really seen much buoy markers and stuff. So a lot of people spend their time focusing on that. But, it's really not an overly difficult exam, and all the study material is free. So whether it's in class or online, it's the access to material is there.
Okay, so buoy markers, people get a little nervous about that. What about grandfather clauses?
Yeah, well, I guess a lot of people think there is some sort of age exemption, which there's not. And I believe in the early days there was discussions that, if you're over 65, you wouldn't need to get this card. But in fact, there is no age exemption, so the law does apply to everybody. And the other misconception too is that, you don't need it if your engine's under 10 horsepower. But in fact, it is for, all powered watercraft, if you're operating for recreational purposes. So even a trolling motor on a canoe or a little tin boat, it's still a powered watercraft, and you need the card.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, fish on.
Let's move these over.
This feels like a decent fish here. Is it rainbow, Jim?
Yeah, I think it's steely the way it hit.
Jim, it's amazing how many fish are out here. Like, we're a very small needle in a haystack fishing out on Big Lake Erie. And we came around the point at Leamington today, and a number of miles down, and then we're just fishing down towards Erie. How many miles of fish are out here?
Well, we started almost straight out of Wheatley, so we were like 10 miles around the point. Erie was 20 miles down, they're taking fish 20 miles down, we're taking fish right here. So the 20-mile bend, how wide they are, I have no idea, but they'll be a fairly wide band. It's 20 miles of fish.
That's amazing. Because it's been so steady, we've not gone 5 minutes today without getting a bite of some sort of fish. And
oh, there you go. Now I got his out of the water.
yeah, it is way, way out there.
Now it's usually fun one hits a rigger while we're doing this.
And I notice, you've got a number of the Shimano Talora rods on deck here. You're using obviously different actions for different things here.
We are here, but this rod, the planer board rod we're using, is used for walleye, steelhead, and muskie, the same rod.
And how about the counter reels now too, as well? The Dakotas they're pretty much standard fare, are they?
Yes, we use all
got it on the
record fish
surface
again.
there,
Oh yeah,
doing
look
some
at that.
good splashing. And for a guy that does not fish a lot, Robert, you are doing a great job today.
Well,
it must be the practice you get on the West Coast.
No, it's, we developed that when you come golfing with me. You're not a bad golfer for the little you do.
Not sure if that's good or bad. I really didn't like how he ended the little I do. All right, let's get this rainbow in the boat. Good one. Yeah. Oh, nice one.
There you
Right.
go. All right.
Way to go, brother.
Oh, the biggest one of the day.
Nice stunt double.
There you go.
All right.
Biggest one of the day. Wait till you see my next one. Oh, we can hold them out. Here's a Bobby Zumi shot.
Oh, yeah. You realize that in some different time zones it's lunch right now? Not here, but it's close enough. I am starving, and we got a Coleman cooler packed full of meat, buns, chocolate bars, chips. I think it's time to eat. So while we take a break from this hot action on Lake Erie, folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Jim, you can't get any more fish for a bit. We got to have a sandwich.
Up next, we go overboard to prove a point about boating safety.
Can he get back into the boat without any aid, okay?
This tip of the week is sponsored by Coleman.
Well, as you can see behind us, there's a little bit of wave action happening, and you know what? We're talking about safe boating. Hey, I'm here with Robert Duppel. You're from FNCC and BoaterExam.com. You're the leaders in getting that pleasure craft operator card out to the folks in both instruction and classroom courses as well as the internet. Robert, let's talk about if you fall out of the boat. It's really hard to get back, isn't it?
It is, and most people don't know, and we like to prone us at Boater Exam that you should practice it at least once. Take a nice July day when it's warm with some people around to help out. Fall in that water, go for a swim, and then try to get back in that boat. This is with your swimsuit. You don't have all your gear on, and you'll see how really hard it is. We'll demonstrate, Bob, and just to show you how do you really get back in that boat if you can.
So we're going to see just can he get back into the boat without any aid, okay? And, it's a good idea, of course, if this happens, not to put the boat into gear, take it into neutral, but do not shut the boat off. You don't want to shut the boat off, but you want to keep it in neutral. Now he's working his way to the transom to see if he can get in. It's not as easy as you might think getting into a boat when you fall in, no matter what the size is. Now, I'd offer him my hand, but if I offer him my hand and this was a real situation, he might pull me in, which is not a good thing. Okay, we have one device here, a life buoy that I can throw to him, of course. And I'm not going to throw so I hit him in the head. Okay, that'll, of course, keep him afloat. Now, we also have a heaving line here. And that's a rope with a buoy on it that works the same pretty much as a life buoy. These are, for the smaller boats. And we've got a ladder. Let's get the ladder, guys. Let's get this ladder out here. Okay, we'll put it over on here. And as you can see with this portable ladder we've got here, Brenna's back in. Life is good. He says the water is cold. Welcome aboard. I knew it. I wouldn't be able to get through lunch without a fish. Larry, why are you interrupting me like that?
Well, these fish, you don't really have to do a hook set. They set themselves right
Pretty
off.
much just the fact that you're trolling forward and these fish hit a lot of times from the side and turn on it. Yeah, they do hook themselves. Okay, there it is. What little white bass? So Robert, with the pleasure craft operator card, a lot of people are confused as to who needs it when it comes to these little, jet skis and Sea-Doos and all these personal watercrafts. Do folks need them?
Well, yeah, you can't drive one in Canada without your pleasure craft operator card. So any personal watercraft that's being driven right now and that person that does not have his card is breaking the law and looking at a minimum $300 fine.
So the police are finding people out there?
Yeah, of course they are. But also, the misconception is to be careful is you need to be 16 years of age to drive a personal watercraft. So if you're under 16, you can't drive them at all.
No kidding.
And there's still a lot.
Fish on. Don't let me jump in. Oh, it's jumping. Don't let me jump in front of you, but I did see that rod really load up.
There you go.
So if you're under 16, you better have the card? Oh, there it is.
If you're under 16, you can't drive.
Yeah, you're right. There is a misconception. Oh,
that's a good one.
Now, okay, we got to edit that out, okay, because that doesn't happen to the host. Well, before we were so rudely interrupted, I would say that folks that are watching this show, if you are on any of those little personal watercraft and you got the kids out there, you could be in for trouble if the cops catch you, right?
Yeah, and also you have to realize that the owner of that personal watercraft also receives a fine. So you're talking up to $600 possibilities there. But you haven't broken my record because I think that fish was much bigger than mine. But you will know.
You know how it works, though? When I go fishing with different folks, I don't ever want to show them up. So I'm not going to lie to you. I release that on purpose, okay?
Okay.
I had a great time fishing with the folks from FNCC and BoaterExam.com, and I learned a lot about boating safety. Make sure you get your operator's card if you're going to be driving any motorized watercraft. We'll see you next week right here for some more real fishing. Oh, a nice rainbow. All right.
Here's a Bobby Zumi shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all right. This is a big fish. That is a fish of a lifetime. Whoa. Well, that is just amazing.
Look at that thing.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, man. That was too cool. Oh, man, what a fish. Look at that. Yes.